we'll look at step 1 to begin with, and you'll notice very close similarities between this and the stage 1 part of your assessment. So in step 1, a TSO will contact you to support you with your Safe PQQ form. There's no profile necessary for this form, so the TSO will simply ensure you can access the form, get you started, and make sure that you understand how to complete that form and start working your way through it. On step 2, we ask that you complete the form with any information you have around your current standing before submitting the form back to the TSO. So this is not looking at pass or fail criteria. This is to understand, do you have information in place for these key topics? How far have you gone? Have you got an ISO accreditation for environmental, or have you got your own management process in place for that? Again, it's to capture that current information to understand where you currently are as a business. In step 3, the TSO will review the questionnaire and will ensure that any documentation provided is relevant and in date. If there's information outstanding, out of date, or irrelevant, the TSO will request more information via email. So again, very similar regarding the SafeContractor accreditation process. It's a very similar process for the SafeContractor PQQ verification as well. Which then takes us on to step 4. Once the information has been received and or there's been a significant amount of time has passed, the TSO will verify the account based on its current standing and issue a bronze, silver, or a gold award. Those awards are issued based on a scoring system that we have here on the information that's provided as part of your application. And we do take into consideration the size of your business, the standard of documentation that's been provided, the nature of the information that's been provided, to make sure that we give a really fair assessment of where you currently stand as a business. That takes us on to the final step, step 5. The PQQ verification, once issued, will line up with the date of your SafeContractor accreditation. This is to make sure that it's as easy as possible when you come to it the following year to basically make sure you're going through the assessment process for your Safe PQQ as well as your SafeContractor accreditation to do the stage 1 and stage 2 parts of your assessment at the same time. Okay, so as we move on to the next slide, we're starting to look at the Safe PQQ topics. And these are becoming increasingly important to prospective clients, and demonstrating a good understanding of these topics and good processes for these topics can be very desirable for any potential clients. As David mentioned, this is becoming more of a forefront for businesses as they go forward. So each of the following topics that are displayed on screen are covered, and there's a good chance that you've been asked for at least 1 or 2 of these in the past. So as I mentioned, things like the quality side of this, environmental side of this, questions around, do you have 9001, ISO 9001 in place, or 14001 in place, or do you have your own management procedures and policies in place for this? And that's similar for all of the topics raised on here. It's looking to see, do you have any relevant accreditations, or would you have your own policies and procedures in place for this, as well as evidence to demonstrate that you have information there. Cases in the news of things like modern slavery or companies trying to achieve a carbon neutral status are really bringing these topics to life and into the headlines. And SafeContractor has therefore made this a standard part of the assessment and the question set to ensure that the members have everything they need to demonstrate in one place. The gold, silver, and bronze award will demonstrate what level you have in place. And as I mentioned, the way that's calculated then is by that scoring system based on the relevant topics to make sure that the score and award that's issued to you is then displayed to any potential clients so they can see what the current standing of your business is. And we are here to support you in terms of, if you haven't come across these topics before, we do have information that we can provide to support you with them to make sure you get an understanding of the type of things that we would expect to see.